Beautiful people, today we are ranking meta players for every position and at every budget. Make sure to comment below what players are your club legends. It takes a good minute to put these videos together. Feed the algorithm, drop a like. I appreciate all of you. 3 budgets, expensive, value, and cheap. We're gonna get started with the defense. Let's talk fullbacks, which leads to Thuram at an 88 overall. We might even bring him up again. No spoilers, multiple positions. He's just tough. Defense first type of fullback, jockey plus to go with block, anticipate, slide tackle, aerial, bruiser. He's well positioned to grease attackers. Cafu, not my favorite playstyle with relentless, still good for the fullbacks. We saw what happened last year. He's doing more of the same this year. And then his Brazilian teammate, if you're going for a left back, Roberto Carlos, dead ball, a little bit of a waste, but as we stand, these would be the players of focus. Some rotation. Let's talk about value. Ball day. If you can get the 86, definition of overpowered, no playstyle plus, but it doesn't seem to matter much with him in particular. Even if you're extra budgeted, I like the 83. He's been surprisingly ready to roll. Nuno Mendes. He's been out and about with his chest, leading all types of conversations and arguments. He's still holding up. Quick step plus, and he's all over the pitch. Soft jockey, a soft anticipate, a little whippage. He can do what needs to be done out wide. If you've got more money to spend, I like Maicon at an 88. He's not cheap, but he is a lot more affordable than our expensive category. And I'd like more right back representation because we don't have nearly the same selection or quantity compared to the left backs. And a bonus mention, I purposely try not to include SBCs or objectives in the main list. But as we're recording, Jordi Alba, that SBC is available. You can complete him now. He's been an enjoyable pickup. He's got the tiki-taka plus, anticipate, jockey, 2 thumbs up. Cheap selections. Teo Hernandez, 6 play styles, and you're getting discounts. I've been saying this since day one. Him moving to the Saudi League, there's plenty of French players that are probably making it in your squad anyways. You can find the chemistry, and you're getting a player that you're familiar with. You're receiving all sorts of benefits without having high-end dollar spend. Big Dumfries, Dumfries, I like him. The 86 overall, he's a physical specimen. The man is a beast. That puts defending first. Maybe I'm a little old school. You can rely on his defensive positioning and being able to win those matchups. And then Llorente, the 84, just keeps coming down in price and will even get more affordable or cheaper as the game progresses. The track record is there. Buy what you know. 5 play styles, OD pace and stamina, well positioned offensively. Not a liberator, but he's going to do enough. He can get the ball pushing forward. Moving into the center backs, and for the expensive category, this Yap Stam, wow, the price ain't wrong. He's earned this level of premium for the aggression that is warranted. Dude is a bounty hunter on the pitch. Unstoppable force meeting immovable object. He might be both of those and has the entirety of the play styles. Bruiser plus, jockey, block, anticipate, aerial. What are we talking about? Who's more physical? But if it's not Yap Stam, I recommend Carlos Alberto. Has that anticipate plus, 89 pace. Baseline, not the biggest center back, but that's not as important thus far in FC 26. If anything, speed, turning, and responsiveness has been on the uptick. And the elephant in the room, Maldini, you're gonna have to spend for him. He might be the most expensive, at least as we're recording. Part of that is due to rarity. I don't like how EA always gives him slide tackle plus, a bit of a throwaway play style for what many consider to be the best center back to ever do it. Value, we got to start out with Koundé. This man has been out there. That jockey plus, he's in constant rotationals every weekend league, division rivals, anytime he could get into lineups, he is conquering that center back slot. Again, does not feel undersized this year compared to previous installments just because the game plays a little bit different. In those 50-50s, you need recovery speed, just a certain level of confidence, bravado, if you will. I have that with Koundé. Big Vidic, maybe a cheaper version of Yap Stam. They might be secretly related in some sort of underground trip to Serbia or Netherlands that was planned many years in the past. I don't think that chronologically makes any sense or lines up with levels of possibility, but also has Bruiser Plus, just bully mode activated. Big Ledley King. If you have had one of those blessings with a pack deliverable for the heroes and you got Ledley King, you get hand clapping around the room. Anticipate plus, and he is never missing in action. He's not mission impossible. Prominent, confident, true leadership quality out of the back. Cheap selections. Pacho with the major uptick, as deserved from PSG's results. Bruiser plus, jockey, block, anticipate. He's got to be one of the most improved players between two iterations that we've seen in recent times. Or you can go with his teammate Marquinhos, who has never been better. Intercept plus helps with the step up. You got the jockey, you got the anticipate, you got the aerial. He's just built better than any previous iteration, and I used him this past weekend league still. No complaints. Present day. Cabarsi with the 85, intercept plus as well. Speed is a real thing. You get the turning, you got that responsiveness. You're trusted with the dribbling and the passing out of the back, which is important. When you overtake possession, your opposition is most likely bringing pressure. You've got to be able to move out of these dangerous areas with confidence. Keep possession. Retain opportunity. Start the counterattacks. I also have a couple bonus mentions. Again, objectives, SBCs, I leave them off to the side. But if you have Tamori or Kwanzaa, both of them incredible players. Let's move into the midfield. We'll start with the center mids and the holding mids. Expensive route, Ruud Gullit has to be the first mention. Spend your salary, make the grab, the pickup. He now has Enforcer, and he's got that body type build out, and almost exclusive to Ruud Gullit. If you're going up against him, you avoid him. He makes such an impact on the match, even if he's not scoring goals or chasing back or making an interception. You don't want to go near him. Valverde, that 89, too much stat not to overlap, or at least not to talk about. Long ball's making a bit of a return for a playstyle plus of interest. In fact, we made a full video on every single playstyle and put them into a tiers in a ranking system. If you'd like to watch that, I'll link that down below. And then Patrick Vieira. We know what this looks like. Since his introduction, when he used to be a legend before turning into an icon, this title in particular, as it stands, AI assistance, chase back, positioning, interceptions, taking up space, center mids, holding mids. Vieira was created in a lab, Wolverine X-Man style, for that specific duty on the virtual pitch. He has perfected it. Value options, Bon Madi, the world's best. Ballon d'Or, say what? And she was just disrespectfully good when she had the technical plus on the pre-patch. But even after the updates, undeniably threatening in all ways, at all times. No weak foot, pro clubs build. Hell of a combination for playstyle brilliance. Let her be your playmaker. Kevin De Bruyne, not talked about. A plus 11 pace on this upgrade. Under 200,000 coins. This Serie A move has him costing a fraction of the pricing for the same player if you went to the Prem. And then I've got Hamsik. It might be a little bit of a reach. The 87's not nearly as expensive. I'd be pushing you upwards and onwards to the 88 if possible. Got that early game spectacular dribbling, goes under the radar. Any pass, it's findable, it's possible, it's convertible. A big switch, first time release, on the ground, in the air, manual, assisted, he could do it all. If you're looking to ball on a budget, our cheap selections start off with Rodri, also a Ballon d'Or winner. And at this price point, it's just the fodder price. You get a tiki-taka plus. The positioning is on point. You got house money. You're not going to lose out on your investment. And I just don't understand why he's not in more squads, especially in a game where the quick passing and the releasing and the importance of being able to find the angles. Rodri does just that. Jude Bellingham, a bit of a mixed review, but I just think the expectation is too high. You're still getting 7 play styles. You're not paying a heavy premium. I've been impressed with the dribbling, especially for the size at a taller build. If anything, I will repeat that the narrative has shifted on Jude Bellingham, but for what you're spending and what you're getting on the back end, I don't have a lot of complaints. Vitinha, I've used him for a couple weekends. Big fan. Favorable with the speedy turns, passing, responsiveness. Finds those gaps offensively, even defensively. Quite reliable for difficult passes. He can get you out of trouble. Again, part of the PSG uplifting, upgraded, just movement across the board for the entirety of the squad, which is deserved. And I'd like to insert a bonus mention for the 85 overall Mano. Again, another free item. Passing way better than I expected. Position positioning on point, shoulder to shoulder. That man gets stuck in. Let's discuss center attacking midfielders. And on the expensive end, spoiler, it's iconic. Zico with the 91, gonna cost you the house, but at least you're getting a mansion. Unstoppable orchestrator in the final third or in the attack. Johan Cruyff also could be naturalized as a cam or a striker. The choice is yours, but everything you could ask for going forward. And perhaps the most gifted naturally footballer of all time with Maradona. The 95 is a better version of Messi in many ways, at least on the virtual pitch. You don't need me to go into a bunch of detail because these players also will cost you everything that you got in the bankroll. So we're going to move forward. We're going to move onward into the value. Dabinia. I'm not sure it's a hot take, but she is breezing by the defense. Windy Dabinia W's. Some of the best left stick you can get involved with. The ladies have been making a killing in the squads and some of these attacking specialist roles. Premium. Switching gears, big Socrates, the doctor. If you have a cam and only a cam slot open and you're good with a playmaker plus, let the doctor cure your offensive issues. Skills, weak foot size, bounces, recoveries, incisive plus. He gives you a tad bit of everything and is a unique player, and I've gotten used to putting him into motion. And then Pele, the second coming. We're talking about the hero. 91 pace, 91 dribbling, 87 passing, rapid plus, inventive movements, light incisive. We are cooking, chefing up. And as a bonus add-in, that Pogba SBC mention, still available again as we're recording, highly recommended. I like the cam version better than the holding mid or the center mid. I would insert him into this category as well. Cheap selections. Good money Musiala. Even with the exodus of technical plus, he still dribbles and finishes at such an extreme level. High end. Rose LaBelle. Can I get a little American bias? You might as well get the upgrade with the 88. If not, her rare gold. Amazing. Whatever she wants, worth adjusting your squad to get her into the lineup, or at the bare minimum, she's a super sub, making appearances daily. Then Florian Wirtz, who might not be performing on the actual pitch, not reaching that expectation. Well, he's going above and beyond on the virtual pitch. The price is going to keep getting cheaper. You got 7 play styles, including an incisive plus. I've got multiple weekend league projects and campaigns of confidence. Let us move and groove when we talk about the best wingers, and it just wouldn't feel right if we don't have a Dino mention. The joy that he brings pitch side. He has those motion captured movements from back in the day, and I'm just floored with happiness when using Dino. And even when you go up against him, it's a different game experience. We'll go back-to-back Brazilians with Vinny Jr. If you want the 90, run it up. That's going to be the big ticket item. Even the 89, he's been on it this year, at least on the virtual pitch. Low driven plus specifically to the upgrade to the big budget. That is a good swap. Everything in the box is finding net. And then I've got Mbappe, not as a striker, but as a winger. Never saw this happening. I don't think Mbappe would technically compete against the best for the best up front. However, out wide with the counterattacks, how the gameplay is sort of shifting. We've seen multiple updates and patches. High key impressiveness, burner on those through ball releases, over the top, on the ground if it's floored. You're not scooting and booting to catch up with any sort of level of confidence going up against Mbappe. Value. I'm talking Graham, Hansen, double 5-star, moves with connectivity you wouldn't believe. Your at-home Wi-Fi does not stand a chance. Price continually gonna come downward. The game cycle progresses. Trickster, which is a super helpful playstyle in tight spaces, or if you need a moment, she's gravitating to all of that. Rafinha, this could be a hot take. I know not everyone has loved Rafinha this year, but I like a lefty on the left side of the pitch, rapid plus. Every time that I've used him, I put him into motion. He is not falling victim to any overrated chance this way, and I've still got him in my value category. And again, with the gold players, they're just going to keep coming down and down in price. And last but not least, Paulo Futre. Woo! The pace, the dribbling, packaging. Whoa. And I did include a bonus pickup if you go for the player of the month Pulisic, who I quite enjoy, and I have a bias, don't love his price point, but the activity on the virtual pitch has been good for all of his items up to this point, from the 84 to the 86 to the 87, and I'm sure there's more just brewing. Cheap selections, Diani, this has been her year. cold, ice cold in them FC streets. Now featuring finesse shots with both feet. You name it, she could do it, she could replicate it. Nico Williams, 86 overall, and I just keep seeing the price get a little bit cheaper, a little more discounted, and some of the best funding you can spend this year. If you're looking for a heavy ROI, he moves so effortless. He's explosive on and off the ball. Might be the most underrated quality is his off-ball runs or movement where he's beating the offside traps just naturally. And then we have Oscar Bob. This guy doesn't make sense. The stats don't make sense. Performance doesn't make sense. Track record's not there. The upgrade went from a 72 to an 85, but he's pure lightning. If you've used him, you understand. If not, you might be confused at this moment of the video. Let's move on. The premiere of the show, the best strikers. And when we talk expensive, I'm gonna make two lists. I wanna do a quick fire. If somehow you've hit the lottery, these should be your three selections from R9, the greatest to ever do it in his position, to Mia Hamm, the greatest woman footballer of all time, at least in my eyes. I grew up watching her, and then Pele. Those are the big three, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time here because, again, they're mad expensive, and I made a secondary expensive list that you might be able to focus on trading your way or potentially saving up or getting good fortune where you can make these happen. That Rafa layout at 86, this guy feels like you are cheating on the virtual pitch. There's no other way to describe it. Explosiveness, yet strength, and the movement. He can cut inside, he can score a finesse shot. Does not matter the angle, multiple positions, just an absolute threat. Ginola, the long hair. He's getting them extra bonus point. Only thing missing would be the rolls. I still prefer him centrally compared to anywhere out wide. If you want to maximize his elusiveness and presence on the pitch, that would be my recommendation. Toss him up top. Happy days. And then Di Natale, now with two variations with the 88 and the 89. Obviously, if you can afford the upgrade, you should go for it. He is a full maestro on the pitch, and he's getting call-ups. We haven't seen him this good previously. The finesse shot to go alongside some of the most shiftiest shoulder drops and easy access on the pitch. The man finds the angle. He can score from anywhere, both feet skills, also an underrated passer, a facilitator. He's giving you a lot of substance. Value, Sophia Wilson. And if you see Sophia on the pitch, your opposition is ready for battle. She does everything well and ends up being almost a mini Mia Hamm type of player. If you want a comparison, she's a danger. Smaller wreck, outstanding in my eyes. And it won't make sense until you use him. You could read off the stats, but his sense of balance while enjoying the fruits of the speed boost while also having control and has this disgustingly filthy left stick dribble. It's unbelievable. The side to side movement, even with the double 3-star, I don't know that it's real. And then Al Owiron, who I would prefer up top, especially when you have this much pace and speed is crushing spirits and causing rage quits. Some of you might prefer him on one of the wings or technically on the right wing, but as a left footer, so you'd be inverted. But at this point in my FC journey, I definitely prefer him up front, causing a ruckus. Cheap selections. We have to talk Claudia Pina. Low driven to the moon. And she's just had one of those special years of overpowered deliverables that don't read well in the stats. Pina is ridiculous. And part of the ridiculousness is that her stats don't support the output. Payor up top, similar to Smolarek, and they're both Polish and have the double 3-star. She's really the status symbol for affordable striking. I actually can't believe it. And finally, I have Holland. I've gone with the 90 overall. Of course, if you got the 91, more power to you, would not fit into this category. Also an SBC. The reality with Holland is he's too unique not to incorporate. He's big, he's physical, he's fast, he's clunky, he's some sort of a bowling ball, but he's got limited turning angles. But he's getting in those gaps, and he's one of the only strikers that I've gone up against, I've used, that can consistently put off center backs in physical confrontations, even big body, high level, expensive center backs. And my final bonus selection is that Florian SBC, who was under 20,000 coins. That's a lot of value on the return to sender, whether you're playing him up top or you're playing him as a center attacking mid. If you're going French, you should make this happen, or at least bring him off the bench, which wraps up the list. A lot of names, a lot of players, a lot of thoughts. I look forward to your comments. Let me know what players we left off the list. And as always, I have a lot more content coming out ASAP.